Lo-
Levels.
Levels. Why were you late to record tonight?
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. I was just filling out some paperwork. No big deal.
Anything serious? I know there's new paperwork required for a lot of things.
Yeah. No, none for that. Want to make sure I knew where my passport was. But I did want to make sure that the stuff I was working on was done before Friday morning.
That's oddly specific, but okay. Are you good to go? Do you need more time?
Oh, no. It's I'm good. It's all complete. So we're good to move on. Thanks.
Okay. Hey, quick question.
Mm.
Don't the new iPhones go on pre-order on Friday?
Huh? I mean, maybe. I couldn't really say. I don't follow this that closely.
Were you filling out paperwork to upgrade your phone?
Now, why would I do that?
Toddlers, I want you to note here, that wasn't a denial. It's just a redirect. Sounds to me like this was for a new phone.
Now, look, what makes you think that I want a brand new iPhone 17 with better battery life, a 48 megapixel 4x zoom lens that can go all the way out to 8x, a vapor chamber to control cooling, and now comes in this really cool orange color?
So you are ordering a new phone on Friday.
6 a.m. local time.
Hi, toddlers. Welcome to Talking to Todd, a weekly podcast with Dwayne Johnson and Todd Prinz, where failure is always an option. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Todd.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. It's iPhone week, announcement week. Next week's iPhone delivery week. So I mean, it's just iPhone week after. Anyway, yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah.
So you're going with the regular and not the Air. So
yes.
the worse audio, worse battery life, worse cameras didn't appeal to you?
Shockingly, it did not appeal to me. Not everything is for everybody.
But apparently some things are for somebody.
Well, we're going to find out. We're going to find out who it's for.
Did you see, speaking of trial balloons for things that may or may not be very popular,
yeah.
Did you see that Angel Reese's deal with Reebok is apparently costing Reebok about $15 million and they're not getting their money back?
No, I did not.
Yeah, they've apparently sold a grand total of 250 pairs of shoes.
I mean, that's not great. I mean, you said it was 15 million.
Yeah. But, if the promise is that these shoes will make you play like Angel Reese, I don't know. Well, I mean, yes, you may set Mebounds records.
More importantly, you're only going to have to play half the game.
Fair.
Because you're going to be suspended for the first half. So the shoes aren't going to get a lot of use. In their defense, if they spend $15 million to sell 250 pairs of shoes, I mean, that's only $60,000 per pair of shoes. That's only $30,000 per shoe. That's more useful than an iPod in a box you can't open.
That's not wrong.
Yeah. And much more useful than a piece of cardboard with some cloth and some Sharpie on it.
That is also true. That's an excellent callback.
I mean, they sold 250 pairs of shoes. The people that bought the card, what do they have? There's my card. Can I touch it? God, no.
No. Oh, God, no.
No, it's in the vault.
You can't even look at it.
Yeah, don't look at it. It's, yeah. All right. Where are we at?
What did you get for feedback, follow-up, and updates this week?
Yeah, from Lisa, when we got to the point of the podcast where it was, and I believe this was we were in the car for a while, so we got caught up on a couple of episodes. There was the statement of when she asked me, "Why are you this way?"
Yes.
When we got to that was another laugh in the car. She's like, I can't believe you said that. And I'm like, really? And she goes, no, it makes total sense. Yeah. Also, when I made the comment about Clint Eastwood and James Garner, and then you didn't pick up on that, and you went with, oh, Brian Dennehy, and she's like, has he not seen the movie? And I said, wait for it. And she's like, has he really not? Wait for it. Yeah, I haven't seen that. I didn't even know, is that a movie? So anyway, she was stunned that the cinematic masterpiece of Space Cowboys was not something that you were generally aware of.
Amy had the same reaction because she's seen the movie. How have I seen this movie and you haven't? I don't know.
Planes? Hotel?
Maybe I was gone.
Yeah.
And she watched it on Netflix. I don't know. Anyway, if anybody knows where I can find this movie, and do not send it to me on DVD, because that does me no good.
I could, if you get a DVD player, I can hook you up with a cool copy of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles if you if you need that as well. Just
so at ToddCon 3, toddler number 6, Batchelder, brought us gifts.
Yes.
And he brought me a pecan flavored bourbon.
Yep.
Which was awesome. And he brought you.
I have a DVD of an actual DVD of Steve Martin and John Candy in a John Hughes film, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Which we know you have not seen.
Which famously I have not seen.
Yes.
But by the way, I don't know if I'm not even sure that I can, if I find a place to play it. By the way, I don't know if I shared this. On the back of this disc, there's text on the cellophane. Disc made in Germany. So
are you going to need a Region 2 player?
I was going to say, I'm not sure which region this is, but more importantly, das ist nicht sehr gut.
Nicht sehr gut. Uh-oh.
I don't know. Maybe all of the John Hughes DVDs come from Germany. I'm not totally clear. Anyway, we'll find that out. Although I am wondering now.
Yes.
This is a sealed, unopened,
new in box.
If I open it, do I destroy the resale value?
Which we're pretty clear is only about $8.
But if it's open, does it drop? Probably yes.
I'm going to have to think yes.
Yeah.
That can only appreciate in value.
Well, somebody like me can appreciate it.
Somebody should appreciate it.
Yes.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. If only.
Do we have any other? Do we have? Oh, I was gonna say, do we have any other feedback?
I don't believe that if I caught anything and I have forgotten it, I apologize.
I did have another piece of feedback. So all of the items, speaking of ToddCon 3, Return of the King.
Still funny.
The swag that we brought back for Yvonne and Don, as we returned, they left for an extended holiday visit with relatives.
Yes.
So they just got back into town. So she Yvonne had just got her t-shirt, the cookies, Sunday, I believe, was when they got back into town.
Stickers, poker chips.
You know what? I think I still owe her some stickers and some poker chips. But anyway, she
Yvonne,
let us.
If you're listening, Todd's hoarding your stuff.
Yeah. She did. She let us know that she was impressed enough with the cookies that she's going to decoupage them and turn them into Christmas tree ornaments.
Oh, outstanding.
So
they'll be good forever.
There you go.
Right now, they're good for about 3 weeks.
Plus minus at this point. Yes.
Plus minus. Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I
those
believe
of you, anybody that took a cookie home from talking to ToddCon 3, Return of the King. Apparently I'm legally obligated to say that now. Don't let them sit around too much longer. They do have a shelf life. Let's see. So I think there is
actually
one correction this week.
Yeah. So last week we were talking about Mike Van Gundy. I'm a man. I'm 40 from Oklahoma State.
Yes.
Talking about how much money Oregon has spent on their program versus he was complaining that Oregon has spent more than $40 million plus or minus some millions in the last year alone.
Right.
And I was pointing out that this came after Oregon handily beat them. That was an incorrect statement. I assumed that was an excuse after they lost. That was an excuse before they played. So he made sure to get that out early in the week before they played Oregon. And I'm not sure. What's the term? Don't poke the bear, especially if the bear has $40 million.
Yeah. Week 1, number 4 Oregon beat Montana. Not a football powerhouse.
FCS.
Montana. Yes.
Yeah.
That score was Oregon 59, Montana 13.
Yeah.
Todd, do you know what the score was against Oklahoma State, an arguably power conference?
Power 4 conference member. I think it was more for them and less for us or whatever, however that statement goes.
It was Oregon 69, Oklahoma State 3.
So via the transitive property, Oklahoma State should they not play Oregon, they should also not schedule Montana.
Yes.
Anyway,
hold on.
Yeah.
If I don't do this, we're going to have a correction next week. That was Montana State.
Oh,
not Montana.
The other Montana.
Montana State.
Oh,
the Bobcats.
So again, I thought that it was a pre-excuse. I thought it was a post-excuse. It turns out it was a pre-excuse.
Yes, and he apparently needed a pre-excuse because they got thrashed.
Ironically, by more than 40. Huh. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Follow-up is full of just chocked full of follow-up.
I was our own roving reporter on Monday night.
Okay.
I went to the Bears game.
How was that?
Let's not talk about the game.
Okay.
Let's talk about the food prices.
Sure.
Do you know why I was focused on how expensive the craft cocktails were?
Because right after kickoff of the second half, you needed a couple or more.
Or more.
Do we get seat service here? Just can we?
We do not.
Oh.
We do not. The souvenir craft cocktail that I texted you and Danny about.
Yes.
That included effin' vodka.
Effin' vodka. Yes. Which now we know what that is.
I believe I said if the game doesn't go well, I'm going to need some more effin' vodka.
Yes.
And I did. That souvenir craft cocktail, Todd, you want to take a guess at how much it cost?
Quick question. When you say souvenir craft cocktail, is souvenir just a word, or is it coming in like a souvenir cup that you get to keep?
It does come in a Chicago Bears branded cup that you could have brought home, though I was so disgusted after the game, I just walked off.
Okay.
I don't need anything to remind me of that Monday night game, even though I did bring home a souvenir.
And what was the cocktail?
I had Jim Beam whiskey and Coca-Cola, which was probably actually RC.
Okay.
You know what else I can tell you?
What's that?
Royal Crown does not slap. You're welcome.
Oh. Hold on, let me make a note. What I learned this week, RC Cola's still a thing. Okay.
If you listen to the Hogan Johns podcast, you'd know these things.
No wonder why your team can't afford a new stadium. They're serving RC Cola. Anyway, okay, never mind.
Hell of a deal.
Back on track.
Yes,
I will
focus,
say
please.
Souvenir cup is the thing in the bud. I'll say $21.50.
Oh, okay. So you know what? I am gonna give you a bell for this.
Okay.
Because the Souvenir Premium Craft Cocktail is $21.99.
Oh, okay. Wow. But that's not what you had.
No, I just had the Souvenir Craft Cocktail, not the Premium.
$18.50.
$17.99. You're still 50 cents off. You're close enough for a bell in this case.
Yeah, but I was 50 cents low and 50 cents high. So realistically, I'm like, okay.
You were right on by the properties of accounting.
My ability to guess the price of alcoholic drinks is shockingly decent considering the complete lack of experience I have buying them. Okay.
If you wanted a bottle of water,
yep,
with no cap.
Of course not.
No cap.
Yeah.
Isn't that something the hip kids say? No cap? Maybe Greg can tell us.
No, I was more thinking about that. That was what everybody was talking about at the end of the Bears game about J.J. McCarthy's talent level. He has no cap.
He has. Wow. Amy is not going to be happy with this episode.
Sorry. Hey, who's the 12-year-old be the quarterback for the Vikings? That's their new guy. Did he just come out of college? No, he's been out a year. Really?
Two.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. It had been 600 days since his last start. It had been over 600 days since his last start. So he was a little rusty in the first half. Yeah.
Well, ironically, that was one of the premium drinks that Dwayne was thinking about ordering. A little rusty.
A little rusty. Yeah.
Can I get a little rusty? Bottle of water, no cap. I'm going to say $7.
$5.99. Not close enough.
All right.
How about an Extra Point all beef meat stick? The look on his face.
Is Rue back? Okay. So is that what the hell is that? I mean, we already talked about the hot dog, but this is just a meat stick.
This is a meat. Just a meat stick. Extra Point all beef meat stick. It's like summer sausage, but just,
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. All right. I'll say I literally have no I'll say $11.
Oh no. Same price as a bag of peanuts. Does that help?
$6.50.
$6.99.
Oh.
Close enough. Anyway, yes. That was craft cocktails and beverages snacks at the line that we went to at Soldier Field. There was also there was all kinds of other food too, but we did plenty of tailgating beforehand.
Yep.
And so I didn't need to eat a whole lot in the stadium, which is good because I probably would have thrown it all back up. And not because I was drunk, just because I was sick to my stomach. Anyway, so there was that.
Okay.
Under follow-up. Let's see. There was this. Where's last week, I believe your idiot had to do with
Oktoberfest in September.
Yes.
Yeah. Oktoberfest with the Cubs, September 19th through the 21st. Well, here's the thing. At the rate that the Cubs are going, they're not going to be playing in October, so you got to get it in early.
That was what I thought. But then that also prompted me to Google, Why is Oktoberfest in September?
Yeah.
Oktoberfest is celebrated in September because of favorable weather conditions with warmer temperatures and longer daylight hours, which make the extended outdoor festival more comfortable and enjoyable for attendees. While the event originally started in October to commemorate a royal wedding in 1810, the shift to September began in the 19th century as a response to complaints about the cold, wet, and dark October weather in and around Munich. So officially, it begins in September and ends the first Sunday of October to maintain its historical connection to its October origins.
Because legally, we have to have at least one day in October, or the EU is going to crack down hard on us.
Right. So,
Yeah.
Anyway, so September Oktoberfests are apparently officially a thing.
Huh.
It's not what I learned this week, but it's what I learned this week.
Well, I also had some follow-up around Oktoberfest, and the intersection of Oktoberfest and an area that Talking to Todd covers extensively, European trains. So, again...
Buckle in, toddlers.
Actually, I thought of you, Dwayne, and I thought, you guys need to put this on your list. Probably not this year. It's a little late, but in my newsfeed from Travel Noir, Italy, the headline is Italy launches new beer train sleeper service connecting Rome to Munich for Oktoberfest.
Ooh.
So it is a service that's specifically designed to get people from Rome, get Oktoberfest enthusiasts directly to Munich. The Munich Express, also called the Espresso Monaco, goes right through Italian and the Alps and goes into Bavaria. It has, if you take the night train, you can get a sleeper car. You can get a sleeper car, you can sleep and then be up in the morning ready to go. And then on the way back, just sleep on the train on the way back.
Sleep it off.
Yes. It will operate on 2 specific days during Oktoberfest season, on September 26th and October 3rd. So it leaves Rome's Termini station at 8 p.m. on Friday, arriving in Munich at 2:30 in the afternoon on Saturday. And then you get on the train Sunday in Munich at 2:30, and you get into Rome Monday at 6:30 in the morning. So there you go. I mean, if hey, we should do Oktoberfest. Oh, we should also ride a train. Hey, I know what we can do.
We've only spent 2 days in Rome. We could really, there's a whole lot more of Rome to see.
Yeah. Or, hear me out, we could get out of Rome.
Which is what you want to do after 2 days in Rome.
And by the way,
yes,
not that expensive. Tickets start, it says approximately 99 euros per person one way, but it's 89 euros each way if you buy a round trip ticket. So you get train service both directions, and I'm assuming for that you might be sleeping in a seat, not a car. Anyway, that's a pretty decent fare. So
for as long as that ride is, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think it cost us, I don't know, maybe $40 a piece to go from
one Italian city to another Italian city.
Yes, that's it.
I know we were on a train. We went from someplace to someplace.
Florence.
Yes.
From Florence to Rome. That's what it was.
Yeah.
My brain, I tell you. Anyway. Then did you watch Sail GP this weekend?
No. When we covered Sail GP, I pointed out to everybody that they were going to be off for a couple of weeks, and I would let everybody know the next time that they were live that weekend. So they were in Germany 3 weeks ago, and they're going to be in Saint-Tropez, I think. Anyway, it's this weekend. So weekend there will be a new race.
What did we watch on CBS last weekend? 2 weekends ago. Oh, 2 weekends ago.
Probably Matlock.
Oh. Yes, or something else that's coming up later in the show on what we're watching. Yes. Yeah.
I'm unclear what you were watching. They haven't raced in 3 weekends, I believe. So
they were showing replays. They were showing
replay.
replays on CBS during Labor Day weekend. Is what
potentially. So anyway, yes, it should be this weekend if anybody wants to watch SailGP.
Guessing those boats move faster than Matlock. I'm just saying. Let's see. Oh, we should do this. And I'm here,
Yes, Queen,
to remind Todd of the mess Todd made when he answered wrong. Todd ought to know. That's right. Thanks to the Dino Toddler, we are blessed with the theme for Todd ought to know. Todd, this week, there is part of I-70.
The I-70?
The I-70, yes. Yeah, no, the 70. Not
the 70. Yeah.
Part of the 70. Of the 70. I think, was it last week that I talked about how the roads in Kansas City look like somebody just took a pan of spaghetti and dumped it out on a map?
Oh, yes. And by the way, quick not real time. I just skipped it. Lisa, who's driven in Kansas City a lot because her employer was based there, said, I don't know what his problem was. And then you said we were at the Irish Festival. And she goes, that probably made it worse. Oh, now I see what he's talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
But yes. I-70.
Yeah. I-70 in Kansas City.
Okay.
They've taken to naming part of I-70 in Kansas City. Todd, do you know what the special name given to I-70 is in the Kansas City area?
The George Brett Beltway.
You're very close.
Really? It is. I'm close and yet not at all. It's George Brett Superhighway.
We're driving along, and Apple Maps tells me to make a left at the next exit for the George Brett Superhighway, which is a very specific section of Interstate 70 in Missouri through Jackson County. The George Brett Superhighway, named after George Brett, the Kansas City Royals' all-time hits, home runs, and RBI leader, former first baseman, not really, and National Baseball Hall of Fame inductee. Yes. And the road goes right by the Truman Sports Complex, which is home to Royal Stadium, now known as Kauffman Stadium. Yes.
I'm glad that you said that. I looked at that picture and I was confused because my thought was, why did they name a portion of I-70 for the guy who was the head maintenance guy at George Brett's condo association?
It's George Brett's
Super. It's
highway.
George Brett's Super's highway. Huh. Sure.
Punctuation matters. And apparently it has been like this since May of 1999. And none of us knew it. And I'm there all the time.
That, you know what though? That makes a lot. Okay. You know what? That actually makes a lot more sense.
Okay.
It does. 1999, we're talking where the height of the .com, the original .com boom. Remember what the internet was originally, everybody was explaining what it was?
Oh, it was a superhighway.
It was the information superhighway. So somebody got in their idea of like, hey, you know what? This ought to be the George Brett Superhighway.
It's not just a highway. It's a superhighway.
Oh, because the exit's on the left. So that's how you know it's super.
Anywho.
What a weird name.
Right, that's what we thought. But I'm like, I thought that was something that Todd ought to know. So now he's Googling.
No, please continue the show. I just curious here.
So I've got a Money or Nazis story for you. This isn't a quiz.
Okay.
This isn't a quiz. It's just a story. So on Sunday morning, I played in our league tournament at Blank Golf Course here in Des Moines.
Okay.
And they started us off as a shotgun start, right? So there was one group on hole number 1, and then all of the other groups started on 18 and then 17, 16, 15, 14, all the way back to 7. And then there was a gap from 7 to 1 where they didn't have any teams. And
Okay.
we're just standing around, and some of the guys in the cart next to me were hypothesizing about why would they do this, and maybe it's because some of those holes are really, really, really far away, and so they're not starting people back there. But da da da. And I said, as someone who has run many, many, many golf tournaments over the years, that they did this because they want the people that are through 17 through on 7 to work their way through, and once those people clear hole number 1, then everyone will have cleared hole number 1, and they can send regular golfers out on the course and start making their money again.
Okay.
And the guys, well, yeah, that makes sense. I said, well, the answer to all your questions is money. And then I said, or Nazis. And here's the problem. Sometimes it's Nazis. And he's like, yeah. And he didn't even question it. The thing is, I'm like, I got to share this with Todd, because he didn't even question it. He's like, yeah.
That is true.
It's Jeff.
Sometimes it is Nazis. Yep.
Unfortunately, and more often than you think for. But in this case, the answer was money. It was not Nazis. The answer was money. Most of the time when we talk about this on the show, it's because the answer is Nazis, right? Why are we playing this game? But anyway, yeah. So the answer in this case was money, not Nazis.
Unless the group that was waiting to get on the course after your group was like the Nazi golf league.
Don't be stupid. Be a smarty. Come and join the Nazi party.
Wow. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, we'll stick with money. That's fine.
Time for Hitler. Sorry. Just totally gone there for a second. Let's see. What else do we have? Oh, should we do some idiots?
Sure.
It is football season. Let's do the Scott Frost Memorial Idiot of the Week. What did you bring, Todd?
Yeah, so last weekend was in the UK, in Newcastle, was the Great North Run. It's a annual half marathon, I believe. Yep, it's an annual half marathon held in Newcastle. This is it's a fun. I mean, it's. I think there's some competition, but there's more than 60,000 runners were entered, and more than 200,000 supporters lined the roads for this. Okay. And everybody who finishes, if you finish, you get a medal, right? Like medals are for finishers. Coffee's for closers. Let's be clear. You finish, you get a medal. And it's a nice medal, and it shows on the north side, like where you start, which is in Newcastle. And then it shows the river, and Newcastle is Newcastle on Tyne. The River Tyne goes through, and then you cross the river and you go down and you finish in South Shields, which is also on the medal. And so everybody's like, yeah, whatever. And then everybody sort of took a look at the medal, and a couple of people were like, what portion of the city did they use for this medal? Because the river doesn't look like that here. Like they have it labeled Newcastle and labeled, but it's not based on a map. And everybody's like, the map, the river doesn't do that.
Okay.
So then somebody was like, I should look at this. Anyway, somebody kind of figured it out. The metal, it turns out the person who designed the metal was looking for something new to do. So instead of using the river Tyne, they used the river. Boy, Lisa's going to have a field day with this. Okay. This is Todd pronouncing English river names live on the air without, I knew it right until I went to say it. It's okay. So everybody play along. Think about this. It is the river. It's very easy spelling. W-E-A-R. Okay. W-E-A-R. Everybody, how would you pronounce that? Think about that. I'm going to say the river Ware. We'll probably have follow-up next week.
I know the answer to this.
Yeah.
It's in Newcastle.
I was going to say Suffolk. But anyway, that's... So, they used a different river, the river Ware.
Weir.
Okay. Weir. Sure.
Weir.
Did you just...
Source of all truth and knowledge.
Excellent. Okay, the river Weir.
You're welcome.
The problem with that is the river Weir goes through Sunderland.
Yes.
And if there is a rivalry, if Newcastle as a town has a rival, Sunderland is their rival city. So they didn't just pick a random, it's not like they put the Thames in there and went, well, dude, that's London, not here. They literally went and picked the rival city and put the map of their rival city on the medals and then said, this is Newcastle. Some people were not amused. Now, the good thing is they didn't print up that many medals, only about 60,000 of them. So anyway, they promised to do better next year. At which point I'm thinking you'd almost have to now. You went to Google Maps. You went, this city looks nice. Nobody will notice. How many river nerds could we possibly have? Oh, that many. That many, huh? Okay, cool. So anyway, they're sorry for the mistake and they will try to do better in the future. Oops. How about you? What'd you bring?
I brought you a story that we have covered before on this podcast.
Okay.
Do you remember the lake home owner in southern Iowa?
Yeah, it had something to do. He was suing because they were on a lake and he didn't want to pay his HOA fees. And then that was going to be changing the state law as to what could become navigable water so that would affect somehow his HOA fees.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the judge ruled against him.
Shocking.
And barred him from using the property.
Because he hasn't paid his HOA fees.
Or the roads to access the property, because he hasn't paid his HOA fees, until he pays his HOA fees. Now, he claims that he sold the property to a limited liability corporation that he is also in charge of, but he no longer owns the property, and the corporation owns the property, so he should not be enjoined from using the property because it's not his. This judgment is no longer valid because he no longer owns the property. I mean, set aside the fact that the LLC also has not paid dues, but whatever. So anyway, in July, the court was notified by the watchful eyes of other lake home owners that there was a party at the lake home.
There's a party going on right here.
A celebration that lasted at least 3 days. There was a 4th of July party at the lake house.
Yep.
Using the lake, the dock, and the house in violation of the court order. He appealed the verdict. He asked the district, he asked the judge to, and has appealed this, but there has not been a ruling yet. And now he's in deep doo-doo. The judge has scheduled a hearing for September 29th, so I'm guessing we're going to have more follow-up, but scheduled a hearing for September 29th, and he has not responded. But instead, he responded to the Supreme Court.
Of Iowa or the U.S.?
Of Iowa.
Okay.
Yes. His attorneys say the injunction is being improperly applied because he no longer owns the home. But there is going to be a hearing, and this idiot decides judges don't matter, rulings don't matter, courts don't matter. I'm going to do whatever I want to. Party on, Wayne. This is actually Joe. Anywho, he also still hasn't paid the association dues up in Ankeny, in case you were wondering.
You know, HOA rules are different from laws, are different from state to state. This may not be a remedy that's available to that HOA, and you don't want to go down this road, but I would assume at some point that HOA, at minimum, should be able to place a lien on the property, which is interesting that they didn't, because that should have come up during the sale. Even though it was sale, I mean, sale's doing a lot of that.
Right.
Was paperwork
sale. Right. Yes.
Also, however, that would be very interesting, because then if it was sold to a LLC, then I would be interested in making sure that he has filed the proper taxes for that sale, because there's probably some capital gains that he has incurred because property values have gone up. So I would assume that there's some. Anyway,
that's a very good question. But he argued that it was an effective eviction of him from his home to enjoin him from using that property. And one of the HOA or the roads, because, now I can't get to it, and, I can't get to the property. I can't check on it. I can't see if any repairs need to be made. And one of the HOA board members said, look, I'm happy to meet you at the property line for the lake and drive you to your house so that you can check on it anytime you want to.
I can't use the private roads. That's what the money's for.
Yep. That's, once again, that's my idiot of the week. Can't believe we're still talking about this, but yet we are.
I'm processing some other things. Like, again, what's legal, doesn't matter. Apparently not to him. So, allegedly. So, I mean, there's part of me that says, if you put a lien on it and they don't pay the lien, can you force a sheriff's sale, recover that couple $1,000s he owes, and then, return the rest to him or whatever? Or my thought would be, ask the judge if the HOA can use that as a clubhouse, change the locks on it, and everybody can use it, and then pay him rent of, I don't know what would a clubhouse be like, $500 a month or something? I don't know. Anyway, we'll just use this as a clubhouse until you've paid off everything. I've read a lot of stories about HOA lawsuits, and I did that. At one point I was on our HOA board for 5 years and in a previous town, and it's not fun. Do you know how hard you have to work to be the bad guy in a story about the HOA? If you just Google HOA lawsuits, like 99 out of 100, it's the HOA that, again, money or Nazis. Sometimes that's real hard to tell in HOAs. And I will tell you this, money doesn't win out most of the time. Doesn't matter what time the trash cans come in. Jesus, just let it go, Gladys. But for you to be the bad guy in all of this, like, damn, bud. Ugh. Anyway,
I just wrote down "Let it go, Gladys." But here's going to be my problem with this. Greg has suggested that I try to work into my reporting on Friday nights.
Yes.
The title of last week's episode.
Okay.
Whatever when I'm on
whatever
Friday,
it was,
whatever it happens to be, whatever the new episode is that we've just dropped, I need to work in last week's episode title. That's how records work. Snort. Would be easy for me to work in. Let it go, Gladys, would perhaps be a little more difficult. I need to choose the titles carefully.
Or here's the thing. You hear constantly, especially for football, how hard it is to play corner because you're out there on an island. And if you get beat for a touchdown, you got to be like, as they would say in Ted Lasso, you got to be like a goldfish,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
You just got to let it go, right? So if somebody gets beat, you're like, oh, you know what? That was really unfortunate for that one. But you know what? Let it go, Gladys. You'll get him next time. Who's Gladys? I don't understand.
What? I don't understand. This guy. What's with this guy?
This is getting weird this year. I don't understand. He just said that he took it to the house and he thinks it's money, but he's not sure. I don't know what that means either. Anyway.
Let's see. So things we're watching in addition to the high school football that I'm watching on Friday night. We started watching a show on HBO called Task, which is
Mark Ruffalo.
Yes, it is. Have you started this yet?
Lisa's like, hey, we should watch this. And I read a little blurb and it's like, if you enjoyed, nobody did, the mayor or the police of East Mayor or whatever. Anyway, same
Mayor
people.
of Easttown.
Mayor of Easttown. Yes.
Yes.
Same thing. And I went, oh, this thing's a little dark. However, yeah, it looks really good. So we haven't, I quashed it watching it, but I think we're going to have to put it back on the list because I do think it's probably worth watching.
We are 43 minutes into the first episode and we have another 30 minutes to go, but we reached a stopping point and I'm like, okay, hey, I need to go record. Is this a good stopping point? Yes. Okay. We can stop right now. Okay. So we've got to go back to it when I'm done.
Okay.
Because I do want to see where this is going.
Okay.
Interesting. We also started watching NCIS Tony and Ziva on Paramount Plus.
Oh, that's what's on Paramount Plus these days. Okay.
Yes, not just Matlock. But I think it keeps the string alive for an NCIS related something being on the air for at least 30 years.
Okay.
Something in the NCIS universe. Todd, keep me honest on this. When did JAG start?
Unclear. Hold on. All right.
Because JAG started on NBC. So you can't just say on CBS. But this is all in the same universe because NCIS was a spinoff of JAG.
That can't be right. According to the source of all truth and knowledge, the first episode was September 23rd, 1995 on USA. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Anyway, September 23rd, 1995.
NBC. So, yes, September 23rd, 1995 on NBC. So yes, for the last 30 years. Like right now. It'll be 30 years in another week. Happy anniversary, NCIS JAG.
That sounds like you just insulted him, if I'm really honest, but that's fine. Also, I'm pretty sure the mainline NCIS is actually still going on as well. That's over on CBS.
Oh.
That's why you confused me. I'm like, I'm pretty sure they're still, it premieres on October 14th, 2025. If CBS as a network is still on the air.
Is still a thing.
So,
right.
An ongoing concern.
Yeah, because anyway, yeah, so that's what we're watching. How about you?
Great British Bake Off is now back on Netflix. So, and I think it's only one day behind now instead of like months behind or even like a week behind. I think it's within a day or it might be day and date. So anyway, once again, the nicest competition show on TV of just everybody's just there to help each other. I mean, the judges can be mean at times, but at the point where your cake, which is supposed to look like a tower, is laying on its side and kind of spills off onto the floor, you don't need to be the judge that says, had a little problem, did you? That's really not the accent they use, but anyway, that's They might be from Sunderland.
I'm pretty sure they don't sound like that, but sure. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
I'm with you in spirit.
It was the general concept. So yes. Yeah. So anyway, so we watched the first one early this week, and it's now back. So yay. A nice show. You can just watch people make bread and cake and biscuits and things you've never heard of that they have to immediately figure out how to bake. So yeah, it's all good.
Nice. So, like I said, I'm back on KXNO this fall doing football.
Okay.
Covering football. And what I learned last week I'm standing down on the sidelines wearing my KXNO jacket. And Scott Reister, from the sports director at KCCI, Channel 8, the CBS station here in town, is standing down on the sideline. And I know who Scott is. He's on TV. If you follow sports at all in Central Iowa, you know who Scott is. And I'm like, hey, hi, Scott. Scott doesn't know me from Adam. Why would he know, right? But I'm wearing my KXNO jacket. And Scott says, oh, you're from KXNO. Which one are you? Because he apparently listens to our show and knows that there are, 8, 9, 10 correspondents out covering high school football on Friday night. Which one are you? And I said, well, I'm Dwayne Johnson. You're not The Rock. And I am. I'm Dwayne, not The Rock Johnson on Friday nights. Scott Reister knows who I am. That's what I learned this week. And he's like, I tell you. Anyway, he was very complimentary of the reporting that I do and the summaries that I give and the interviews. Scott listens to the show. Scott is a listener. We've gotten some great feedback. Bill Finley listens to the show. Iowa State women's basketball coach Bill Finley listens to Football Friday Nights on the Iowa Sports Radio Network and gave us a really nice compliment when they were interviewing him on KXNO the other morning. Just unprompted. He's like, that Friday night thing that you guys do, it's really, really good. That's one of the best things. Anyway, some nice accolades this week. And I learned that Scott knows who I am. I'll be damned. How about you? What'd you learn this week?
I'm just thinking, hey, I know who you are. By the way, why do you do like a weird catchphrase that changes every week? That doesn't make any sense. Who the hell is Gladys? So
a couple of questions.
Yeah. I got a couple of questions and likely some follow-ups. So I put in the rundown, those who don't remember history are doomed to repeat it. Also, those that do remember history are doomed to repeat it. So if you remember this time 2 years ago, I ran a half marathon that was down the canyon.
Oh, this was yes. I thought maybe this was
canyon.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I thought maybe this was another salt story, but okay, good.
No. Salt, okay, salt's good for that. Yeah.
Down the hill.
Oh my God,
down the hill.
Not another salt story. Jeez, did you put more salt in the pool, Todd? Why? So I think you're doing it on purpose now, just to have stuff to talk about. So 2 years ago, I ran.
Be content without providing content.
Thanks, Sarah. I ran a half marathon that was hashtag Run the Canyon. And the profile of this is you take the buses, you go up a canyon, they shut the canyon down for 4 hours. It is 10 miles that you start at about 8,500 feet. You end about 5,000 feet, I think. So you run 10 miles down a closed canyon, and then you take a right. Technically it's a left and then a right. And then the last 3.1 miles is through the town, flat roads. And I did this 2 years ago, and I made a critical error, which is I ran too fast, didn't train enough. And this, as the story goes, I was like, wow, that wasn't bad. And then 24 hours later, I was sitting on our outdoor couch watching the NFL, and I tried to stand up and I couldn't. And then I couldn't walk or stand up or sit down for the next 6 days. I couldn't walk down our driveway. I couldn't walk down any incline. I had to turn sideways. It was terrible.
I remember this. Yes. This was,
Yeah.
I remember
That's
this
what we
story.
call a
Yes.
highlight.
And so does Sherry. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So last year, ran the same race, went, not going to make that mistake. I'd also run a half marathon 1 month beforehand, which was also down a different canyon, tried some different stuff, didn't have a problem last year at all, was perfectly fine. I waited 24 hours, was like, I think I'm in the clear. This year, I'm going to run it again. However, because of the heat, I hadn't gotten as much training as I probably should have. However, I'm like, there you go. I'm not going to make the same mistake. I'm not going to run super fast. I'm not going to overstride. I'm going to keep my strides short. I'm going to try to keep this pace down a little bit, whatever. Was a slower run, knew it because I hadn't trained in that much. So this was going to be more of a fun run than trying to set a new time or whatever. It wasn't bad. Got home, woke up the next morning, like, hey, I think So it wasn't as bad as the first year.
Okay.
But about Sunday morning, I'm like, I can stand up. I just don't want to. Oh.
Baby steps?
I can sit in the chair, or I could just stand for a few hours. Why go all the way down to sit in the chair? That just puts undue stress on your quads. The weirdest part about it, though, is that was Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We take the dogs for a walk every morning. Tuesday morning, Lisa's like, how are your legs? I'm like, they're not any better. They're not any worse. Again, not as bad as 2 years ago, but I'm still noticing it. And then I started watching the Apple event, and I had over my lunch hour, I could go out and watch it on the TV because that's what I do. And then I stood up after, and I'm like, oh, I got a meeting. And I stood up and took my plate in the kitchen, and I sat down at my desk, and I went, hey, I just stood up. So literally at my desk before my meeting, I just rolled my chair back, stood up, sat down, stood up, sat down, went and fixed. So it wasn't as bad, and it was only 2.5 days, not 6 days. How did it get any better? I don't know.
It was 45% worse. No, better. No, how do fractions work? Shit.
Anyway, hey Todd, next year, I know it's hot and everything, but dude, you got to train. Like, you got to train, or you're going to have good content.
The music is Happy Boy by Kevin MacLeod. You can subscribe to our award-winning podcast with visiting running tutor Todd Prinz.
Makes me sound like somebody that was in like the Henry VIII court. Oh, that's a running tutor.
It's a running tutor.
Something else. Sorry.
You had bean burritos for lunch. You're a running tutor. Oh, I'm 12. You can get that. You can get that wherever you get your pods. Just search Talkin' and the number 2. There's no G and there's no space. You can stop by and see us at the Tuba City home office. Please don't do that. Thanks to our listeners, our sponsors, and our contributors. We appreciate you. And as always, you can send us your feedback on this episode or any episode to feedback@talkingtotodd.com. Todd?
Hey, so you were mentioning the greater NCIS universe.
Yes.
If you take out JAG and you include just the shows that have NCIS in their name, just the NCIS tree.
Yes.
Dwayne, how many episodes, including the one of Tony and Ziva that's already aired, how many episodes does the NCIS universe have of television up to this point?
Actually,
there have been 3 episodes of Tony and Ziva that have already dropped. For the record. So whatever your number is, +3, +2.
+2. Yes. Okay. Yeah. According to this, it's only aired one. So anyway, that's fine. I have a number. I'll add 2. How many have aired?
Okay, so there's probably been 25 years of NCIS, just NCIS ish. Okay, so I'm going to get a calculator out here so I can try to do a little bit of math.
Live math, always good.
Okay, so let's say there were 550-ish episodes just of NCIS, and then there's probably been another 10 or 12 years of NCIS Los Angeles. So let's put that number now at 750 plus NCIS Red, which I think lasted 2 episodes, and then they canceled the rest of it. So that puts me at 752. Plus the 3 episodes of Tony and Ziva. Now I'm at 755. Did they do NCIS Albuquerque?
I don't know that made it past the not ready for primetime pilot script.
NCIS International, I think that's been on for like 3 years. Let's say that's another 60 episodes. And then there's something else. Oh, New Orleans. Scott Bakula had New Orleans, and that was probably, I don't know.
I now realize this should have been Dwayne Guess the Number next week, but that's fine. Please keep going.
Let's say 885.
Okay. All right. We're going to clean up a few things.
Yes.
So,
thank you. Please.
Yes. I'm now looking at the chart. I now understand that the number that I'm looking at isn't the number of episodes. It's the number of seasons. So really quick, NCIS, the main one, has had 23 seasons. So
okay, so it's close.
Yes.
Times 22 episodes a season? Sure.
NCIS Los Angeles had 14 seasons.
I said 12.
Okay. NCIS New Orleans had 7.
I said 5.
NCIS Hawaii had 3.
I forgot about that. Yes. That's the thing that puts Magnum in the NCIS universe.
Okay. And apparently these are all active still. I think that's what the red means. I'm unclear. I don't know. There's NCIS Sydney.
Nope. Okay.
Yes. NCIS Origins.
Oh yeah, that's the one about that's Gibbs before he yes. Okay, yeah, Amy's watched that. I have not.
NCIS Sydney's had 3 seasons, Origins had 2 seasons, and Tony and Ziva has had 1 season. Anyway, if you add it all up, that's 49 seasons of TV for a grand total of 1,055 episodes of TV.
Wow. I was off by 25%. I do not get a bell. Dang.
No.
That's a lot of hours of television to watch. I think we should start. Hey, Amy, what are we watching this week?
Start at the beginning. But first, we have to watch JAG so we understand the universe.
Right. Yes. Thank you. So those 1,000+ episodes don't include how many years of JAG? A bunch.
10 seasons of JAG, including another 227 episodes. Jesus. You might want to get started. You got 30 minutes of task, and then you got some episodes to go through.
And I got some. We're definitely going to have more stuff to clean up next week. Until then, we're here. We're talking to Todd.
Hey, we should do the episode where the sailor's found dead. Already done it. I mean, no, you didn't even get to In the Tree. Already done it. How about On the Beach? Done it. What haven't we done? I don't know. We can barely remember. Just grab one of the scripts from season 3, change the names, shoot it in Australia, and we'll call it good. This thing could go on forever.
And has.